Please join me in standing for the class of 2022 and remain standing for the national anthem. You may be seated. Good evening. I'm Laura Leatherwood, president of Blue Ridge Community College. And on behalf of our Board of Trustees, our faculty, staff, and students, I welcome you to Fall Commencement Ceremony. Graduates, tonight we celebrate you. Each of you arrived at this important day through a unique set of circumstances, having faced a unique set of challenges, and with hopes and dreams as unique as each of you. It is my great honor to be here with you as this important chapter in your life concludes and a new chapter begins. Whatever it took to get you here today, you did it. You brought the grit, the determination, and the perseverance. needed to reach your goal and open many doors for your future. I know I echo the pride of those here today when I say that I'm so very proud of you. Congratulations, and we applaud you. Now, there is no limit to what you can do. You've worked hard, and you've finished strong. You know how to run the race and win, and you can prove it. Your Blue Ridge Community College credential means that from this day forward, we will stand with you and advocate for you because you are a Blue Ridge Community College graduate. You are part of this family, joining a community of thousands upon thousands of proud Blue Ridge alumni. This is also a special day for your friends, your family, your scholarship donors, and your instructors. They have each played a role in helping you reach this milestone. Take a moment to remember how they believed in you, listened to you, supported you, invested in you, connected with you, hoped for you, and even prayed for you. And today, get to cheer for you. Let's give a round of applause to all who have helped our graduates reach this day. I would like to say more about our talented faculty and staff. Those who spend their days serving in higher education will often tell you that it's their calling. They are driven to do whatever it takes to help others succeed in life, and they know that education is one of the strongest tools, if not the strongest tool, for accomplishing this work, so they impart their life's work to others. Here at Blue Ridge Community College, our vision is to transform lives by the power of learning. You'll see this written on signs, on our website, and even right there in your printed program. But these are not just words. They express the deepest motivation of our instructors and our staff. They understand that learning is powerful, like electricity, and it has the potential to change lives in every way that matters. Learning is a force that takes you from where you are today to where you dream you'll be tomorrow. Graduates, I challenge you to remember the instructors and staff that invested in you during your time here at Blue Ridge, empowering you to reach your goal. So let's give them a round of applause. As we're considering our talented employees, I want to recognize several outstanding Blue Ridge faculty and staff members who just yesterday were presented with Excellence in Teaching and Service Awards. I'd like to honor them here tonight, and we'll share their names. Please hold your applause until all the names have been read, and please stand when I call your name. Receiving the Dr. Molly A. Parkhill Staff Person of the Year Award, Vice President and Chief Information Officer, Mr. Steve Young. Receiving the David W. Sink Jr. Community Service Award, Associate Vice President of our Transylvania County campus, Ms. Glenda McCarson. Receiving the Dr. and Mrs. William D. Killian Excellence in Teaching Award, Public Safety Training Instructor and Director, Mr. Daniel Wesley. Receiving the Dr. Eliza B. Growie Extra Mile Award, Human Services Technology Instructor, Andy Craven. Receiving the Employee Wellness Award, Environmental Health and Safety Institute Assistant, Ann Smith. And finally, receiving the Laura Leatherwood Excellence in Leadership Award is our Dean of Public Safety Training, Mr. Philip Hosmer. Unfortunately, Mr. Hosmer is unable to be with us tonight. Let's give these outstanding faculty and staff a round of applause. As our commencement begins, I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize those friends of the college who are with us today. These individuals have supported the faculty, staff, and students through their leadership, volunteer efforts, and giving. Please stand as I call your name and remain standing, and we'll show our appreciation to you by applause after all the names have been read. From our College Board of Trustees, Chairman Chip Gould, Ms. Kathy Childress, Mr. Steve Dozier, Mr. Duke Woodhull, Mr. Jim Rasmussen. From our Foundation Board of Directors, Mr. Jim Rasmussen, Mr. Chip Gould, Ms. Vicki Bailey, Mr. Rick Wood. The second president of Blue Ridge Community College, Dr. David Sink Jr. Transylvania County Commissioner, Mr. Jason Chappell. From our Henderson County Board of Public Education Chairman, Mr. Blair Craven. Special friends of the college, Ms. Harriet Hilton and Mr. Bill Ramsey, who formerly served on our Board of Trustees. And representing United States Senator Tom Tillis, Ms. Robin Ramsey. And I have a special letter sent to me to read to the graduates from Senator Tillis. I'm happy to send my sincerest congratulations to the Blue Ridge Community College class of 2022. You have completed an important step forward toward a successful future, and I join your families and friends in recognizing this momentous occasion. Hard work and determination are the keys to success as you continue your path after graduation. I urge you to use the skills and knowledge you have developed thus far as you reach for your goals. You represent the next generation of leaders in North Carolina, and I wish you continued success in all of your endeavors. United States Senator Tom Tillis. We couldn't do this important work without each of you. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. I would also like to thank and recognize those assisting in today's ceremony, our honor marshals from the student leadership of Blue Ridge Community College, our sign language interpreters, Matthew Biddy and Laura Nielsen, and our horticulture department who provided the wonderful poinsettias you see here on the stage. Thank you very much. An important part of our culture and values here at Blue Ridge is to celebrate our community's veterans. I'd now like to take a moment to recognize the many ways our veterans have served and sacrificed for our great country. Veterans, would you please stand and be recognized? All veterans. You've made it possible for us to live and learn in freedom. We are forever grateful for what you've given us. Today, you will notice that many of our graduates are wearing white cords to signify that they are honor graduates. These accomplished students have reached their graduation day with a grade point average of 3.5 or higher. So please check your program for a full listing of our cords and their significance. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce this evening's speaker, Mr. Peyton Holland. Mr. Holland currently serves as the Executive Director of the National Technical Honor Society, a national nonprofit dedicated to celebrating and empowering students in all areas of career and technical education. He has over 20 years invested in career technical education, and during the prior decade, he served as the Executive Director of Skills USA North Carolina. Mr. Holland has dedicated his career to helping bridge together education, industry, and communities to ensure that educational institutions are preparing the next generation of workforce leaders. It's also worth noting that at home, in addition to his wife and young son, Mr. Holland's family includes 2 cats, 5 chickens, and 3 ducks. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Peyton Holland.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Graduates, good evening. Congratulations. We made it. It feels good to be here, doesn't it? Well, I tell you what, tonight is about you and celebrating this momentous occasion and this incredible accomplishment. And before we get into that, I want to give some special thank yous. And first of all, I think this is a group that you'll resonate with. It's a group that's invested a tremendous amount in each and every one of you, that's making a difference in this community each and every day and transforming lives around Henderson and Transylvania counties. Let's give it up for Dr. Laura Leatherwood and her incredible team here at Blue Ridge Community College. Thank you. Now, graduates, I also want to say thank you to another special group, and that's you. Thank you for taking the time to invest in yourselves. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your communities, because whether you realize it tonight or not, this is an incredible moment for each one of you, but this is an incredible moment for the entire community, the entire county, and all of the families in the communities in which you're going to live and work and serve. Because I don't know if you've heard about it or not, but across this country, we've got a nationwide challenge of finding talented, skilled, eager individuals who want to enter the workforce and make a difference. And ladies and gentlemen, those of you sitting in these seats here tonight, you're the answer to that challenge. So I want to say thank you, and let's give them another big round of applause for stepping up to that challenge. So you're going to be the leaders and the innovators, the game changers, the creators, the builders of tomorrow's workforce. And as a speaker, typically it's my job to try to motivate folks out there. But as I look at you tonight, I feel like I'm the one that's motivated, because in every seat that I look at down here, I'm reminded of someone that provided so much inspiration and encouragement to me and really defined what education looked like for me. So growing up, I had a great example of what I thought a thoroughly educated, well-accomplished person should look like. It was my dad. He was an architect, an engineer, a physicist, a farmer, an entrepreneur. I mean, the man could do anything. Even the house we grew up in, he built it himself. He cut every board and drove every nail with his own 2 hands. He was the owner, the accountant, the mechanic for businesses that he built from the ground up. And those businesses for over 50 years have supported our family and given him the ability to do the work that he loves. The reason you all have taken the classes here, right? To do the work that we love. Now, growing up, we never had a repairman on speed dial. You see, my dad, he was the help desk and the support technician. If something was broken, guess what? He was going to fix it. And if he didn't have the tool to fix it with, he was going to find a way to build a tool that would do whatever it is that he needed done. And that led to some interesting situations around the house at times. Let me ask you this. How many of you graduates and folks in the audience, how many of you have ever assembled something before? Maybe it's a bike, a piece of IKEA furniture, children's play set? All right, good. We've got some buy-in here. Now, how many of you remember this defining moment? We open up that box, and sitting right in there on top, there's this little piece of paper that has this one word written across the top, and it says instructions. Right? We've all seen that before. We've seen that piece of paper. Now, how many of us are guilty of looking at that and saying, "Nah, I don't need that," and tossing it to the side? All right, I see some folks pointing fingers out there. Some couples have experienced this. All right. So growing up, my dad, I'm guilty of that too. My dad used to always say, "Peyton, I don't want the instructions." And for the longest time, I thought it was because he wanted to prove to me that he could put it together. Because I know what happens with me. I throw that paper to the side, and 15 minutes later, I'm shuffling through the cardboard and the bubble wrap trying to figure out what I need to do next, because I got a lot of extra parts left, and that doesn't seem right. We've been there before. But my dad always said he didn't want the instructions, not that he didn't need them. But what I came to find out later in life was it wasn't that he was trying to show me that he could put something together without any help or any assistance, because he would go to the instructions if he needed them. What it was is he wanted to take the time to understand how and why, whatever it was he was working on, worked together and fit together and got built the way it did. He didn't want to accept just because a piece of paper said it, that's how it had to work. He wanted to understand the how and the why behind it. And that gave him the ability to create, to innovate, wanting to understand that how and the why. He could create things like this wooden bowl here, made out of black walnut. Now, how did he create this bowl? Well, he did it with a really special lathe. Now, if you haven't been involved in woodworking before, I'll give you the 30,000-foot overview. A lathe is basically, you've got a motor and you've got a drive shaft that connects to that turns at a really high rate of speed. So you put a piece of wood on it, and that thing's turning like crazy, and you put a knife up there, a wood-turning knife, and as it turns, you start chiseling away at that wood. And after an hour or so, you eventually get down to a shape that looks a little something like this. But the challenge with that is you put a big piece of wood up there, and at the end of that hour, you look down and 70 to 90% of that wood is sitting on the floor in sawdust, and you're left with this little bitty bowl. So my dad got to looking at that, and he said, there's got to be a better way to do this where we don't lose all that wood. There's got to be a way to get more than just one little bowl out of that. So he got to thinking, how could that happen? Now, to design a machine that's different from any other turn and lathe in the world that could create more than one bowl out of one piece of wood, you would probably need a team of mathematicians and physicists and engineers, and they would design it on some complex computer system, right? Well, let me ask you this. What if you walked out to a pile of scrap parts and there was an old lawnmower motor, an old power takeoff drive shaft from a tractor that didn't work anymore, a few random pulleys, and some scrap metal? What do you think you'd do with that? Most folks probably say, Peyton, I think it's a good load of stuff we're going to take down to the dump, right? Well, my dad looked at that, and given that same list of ingredients, he saw the potential to do something different. When he looked at that, he saw the potential to create a special lathe that could not only get just more than one bowl out of that blank of wood, but he could turn 3 or 4 bowls out of one blank of wood, and they'd all fit together in this nice little concentric circle that, made it really easy to carry them all around together. And not only could he turn 3 or 4 bowls out of that, but he could do 3 or 4 bowls in less than the time it would normally take to do one bowl. Out of that pile of scrap parts that most people would have thrown away and said that's not worth anything. What enabled him to do that? Well, he walked out of that pile of scrap parts with a pencil and a piece of paper. And 3 things made that possible. It was his knowledge, his imagination, and his skill set. Because you see, in that whole process, he was the engineer, he was the physicist, and he was the mathematician, but he was also the woodworker, the welder, and the mechanic. And he was exceptional at all of those things. And get this, he was exceptional at all of those things with a high school diploma. And now you're probably saying, Peyton, you threw out a lot of lofty titles here about your dad. I don't know about that in a high school diploma. How could he do all of those things with a high school diploma? Well, it's simple. It's because of his entire life, my dad has been hungry to learn every skill set that he possibly could. I mean, he would take jobs just to learn whatever was involved in that job so he could learn a new skill set. He would work with someone who knew how to do something that he didn't know how to do just so he could get better at his career. He would pick things up that were broken just to be able to take them apart, learn how they work, and try to fix them again. He didn't have the incredible opportunity that each of you sitting here in front of the stage today have had to come to Blue Ridge Community College. Nothing like that existed for him. So he had to figure out how to find his path and how to seek out and stay hungry to learn those skills that he needed to be successful. In the absence of this incredible institution and the opportunity you all have had, he had to find a path on his own. And as a result of that, those 3 things that he developed over the years, his knowledge, his imagination, and his skill, there's been few limitations that my dad hasn't been able to overcome. Because you see what happens, knowledge, it gives you the understanding of how something works. Your imagination, it helps you create a vision and see the future of how something could work even better, what could be. But it's skill that empowers you to be able to take that vision and turn possibility into reality. And so without skill, we've got knowledge and imagination, but they're just ideas and theories. Skill allowed my dad to put those ideas in motion, to give him the ability to create and to innovate, just like the skill sets that you've learned here at Blue Ridge Community College. And with those skill sets in place, whatever challenge arose, whether it was building his own house, whether it was fixing the heavy diesel equipment that he was using in the logging business, or trying to figure out how to repair something around the house, knowledge, imagination, and skill made all of that possible. And that knowledge, imagination, and skill, that can be transformative in each of your lives as well. So tonight, as you sit here, I know the reason you're sitting in these seats is because you have that same hunger, that same desire that my dad did to want to learn, to accelerate your career path with every skill set that you could get. And by coming here to Blue Ridge, you've accelerated that path significantly. You've put yourself on a path that can now only be limited by the scope of your imagination because you've got the knowledge and you've got the skill. So it's up to you to imagine what that next step is and what that future could be for you. And I want you to take solace in knowing that the skills you've learned here, they're going to go with you everywhere you go in your career. The fact that you're sitting here today, it shows the commitment and the dedication that you've put into learning a skill set and mastering some crafts that few other people, quite frankly, have the tenacity and desire to do so. You have stepped up and risen above the rest. And I want to congratulate you for that and thank you for that work. But even though we're here to celebrate you tonight, I also want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to stay hungry, to be like my dad, always looking for that next skill that you can learn to give you that next leg up and to do whatever it is that you want to do in your life just a little bit better each time you go out there. You've got the foundation here tonight, but let tonight be the beginning of a lifelong career of continuous growth and learning that's going to set you on a trajectory that only you can imagine where it could end. Always stay hungry for every opportunity that you can. You know, where my dad had to seek out experts and take on extra work to try to figure out what it was he needed to do to build his career. Always remember that you all are blessed to have Blue Ridge Community College right in your backyard. And the folks that are sitting over here in these seats ready to welcome you back into these doors anytime you want to learn more. Whether it's to advance the career that you're in now or just expand the knowledge in an area you're passionate about. You've got a learning community here that will always be here to support you, and these doors are always open for you. So don't ever forget that this is your community, that this is your home, and this is your learning hub. Now, my dad had to figure out his journey on his own. He bootstrapped his way to success. And when people think about what it takes to get to success, behind every successful person, there's someone that believed, and then there's someone that pushed, and there's someone that said, you can do something that I know you don't think you can do it right now, but I'm going to show you how you can make that happen. And he was fortunate to have several great mentors. You've got those folks right here tonight. And a lot of times when I talk about my dad, and I start naming all those titles in the beginning, people are impressed by the titles that are thrown out. But I want you to know tonight, titles are not what define who we are and what we can do. My dad doesn't have a list of abbreviations anywhere behind his name. He's simply Charles Holland, and that's all he wants to be known by. It's our knowledge, it's our imagination, and it's our skill, and how we use those three things together that allow us to be who it is that we want to be. So I want to challenge you to consistently nurture those three things: knowledge, imagination, and skill. Graduates, congratulations on an incredible milestone tonight. You have reached a pinnacle of success that few others have been brave enough, have been strong enough to try to do on their own. You've come here and you've achieved and you've accomplished. As you take that step out of these doors tonight into whatever the future holds for you next, I want you to always remember that your knowledge will inform you. Your imagination, that's what's going to inspire you, but it's your skill that will empower you. And my challenge to you tonight as you walk out these doors and get ready to face whatever is next is to stay hungry and keep learning in everything that you do. Class of 2023, congratulations, and we wish you nothing but the best. Everyone, let's hear it for the class of 2022. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holland. We appreciate you sharing your story and wisdom as we celebrate the class of 2022 this evening. Your father is an inspiring man, and our students are indeed fortunate to have access to the incredible resources of Blue Ridge Community College. And now, Vice President for Instruction, Kathy Allen, will present the graduates.
Will the candidates for graduation please rise? Dr. Leatherwood, these are the candidates for the associate degree, diploma, and certificate. On behalf of the faculty at Blue Ridge Community College, I present these candidates to you for confirmation.
As president of Blue Ridge Community College and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the North Carolina State Board of Community Colleges, I hereby confer these degrees, diplomas, and certificates upon the graduates from the 2022 graduating class. You may be seated.
Luis Manuel Barco Grimaldo, Mechatronics Engineering Technology, Industrial Manufacturing Production Technician Apprenticeship. Deja Ariel Benton, Criminal Justice Technology. Gabriel Jacob Black, Associate in Science, magna cum laude. Brittany Marie Bodine, Business Administration. Emily Caroline Bolick, Business Administration, Marketing and Retailing, cum laude. Keith Preston Bradley, Associate in Arts. Robert Joseph Bunch, Welding Technology, cum laude. Diploma presented by his mother, Vice President of Student Services, Kirsten Bunch. Michaela Austin Chapman, Associate in Science, summa cum laude. Samuel Robert Augustus Chappell, Information Technology, Network Management. Cannon Lamar Clark, Automotive Systems Technology, magna cum laude. Michael Cole Cochran, Welding Technology, magna cum laude. Christopher Brennan Condry, Information Technology, Network Management. Eduardo Coria Pena, Business Administration, Entrepreneurship. Freddie Diaz Barbosa, Automotive Systems Technology, cum laude. Ashley Morgan Dodd, Associate in Arts and Interpreter Education, Fundamentals of American Sign Language, cum laude. Callie Elizabeth Eastwood, Associate in Arts. Emma Elms, Business Administration, Career and College Promise, Entrepreneurship. Kristen Taylor Four, Associate in Science. Isaiah Andrew Gasperson, Criminal Justice Technology. Jacob Paul Gazaway, Automotive Systems Technology, cum laude. Wyatt Paul Goodman, Business Administration, Business and Banking Apprenticeship. Jose Gutierrez Jr., Public Safety Administration, Law Enforcement, magna cum laude. Dayton James Havalu Kim, Associate in Science. Michelle Denise Hurst, Early Childhood Education, Career Entry Pathway. Keena Renee Howell, Associate in Arts. Aeneas Jefferson, Associate in Arts. Trinity Michaela Justice, Business Administration, Marketing and Retailing, summa cum laude. Keith Kilpatrick, Business Administration, Public Administration, cum laude. Chase Lucas King, Horticulture Technology, Turf Grass Management, summa cum laude. Hannah Christine King, Associate in Arts. David Joseph Kleiner, Information Technology, Support and Services. Christopher Anton Knudsen, Mechatronics Engineering Technology, Industrial Manufacturing Production Technician Apprenticeship. Aaliyah Michelle Latham, Associate in Science. Tobias J. Longworth, Film and Video Production Technology. Eric Martinez, Emergency Medical Science. Humberto Martinez Aguilar, Welding Technology, magna cum laude. Harrison Grant Meadows, Associate in Engineering, summa cum laude. Richard Graham Merrill, General Occupational Technology. Christian Matthias Miller, Associate in Science, summa cum laude. Paulette Yunuen Morales Valencia, Accounting and Finance, cum laude. Stephen Michael Moss, Associate in Arts. Denise Ann Murphy, Early Childhood Education, Infant and Toddler, Preschool, and Teacher Preparation, summa cum laude. Joshua Allen Myers, Information Technology, Cybersecurity, magna cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Nelson, Associate in Arts. Brooke Renee Netherton, Mechatronics Engineering Technology, Industrial Manufacturing Production Technician Apprenticeship. Sergio Ochoa Hernandez, Business Administration Entrepreneurship. David Josue Orihuela Rico, Mechatronics Engineering Technology, Industrial Manufacturing Production Technician Apprenticeship. Ashley Palencia Ortiz, Associate in Science. Ashley McCraw Parks, Accounting and Finance, summa cum laude. John Paul Hamus, Associate in Arts. Mary J. Phillips, Human Services, Technology. Priscilla Marie Quinlan, Horticulture Technology, Combined Pathways, summa cum laude. Gabriel Lee Sanders, Mechatronics Engineering Technology, Industrial Manufacturing Production Technician Apprenticeship. Keena Shaw, Office Administration, magna cum laude. Aslan Shay Tate, Public Safety Administration, Law Enforcement, summa cum laude. Braden McCrae Toole, Automotive Systems Technology. Rebecca Maria Vera, Early Childhood Education, Transfer Pathway, and Administration. Maria Isabel Vera Yepes, Associate in Arts. Virali Yamalith Vila, Early Childhood Education, Career Entry Pathway. Eric Glenn Von Cannon, Information Technology, Computer Programming and Development, summa cum laude. Daniel Gordon Walker, Film and Video Production Technology, cum laude. Brenda Shelton Waters, Early Childhood Education. Grace Rhiannon Welch, Associate in Arts. Catherine Wilson, Film and Video Production Technology.
Students, it is my honor and privilege to be the first to call you graduates. You are here today because you kept your dream alive. For many of you, this was not an easy journey. You worked more than one job. You cared for children or family. You studied throughout the day and night, and you did whatever it took because you believed in yourself, and we believe in you. Thank you, Mr. Holland, for your inspirational words to our graduates, challenging them to bring their knowledge and skills to life through an unrestrained imagination. Blue Ridge graduates, I would also like to offer a challenge as you begin the next chapter of your lives. And as I do so, I'll share words from several public figures you may recognize, and I hope this challenge reminds you to be the best in the years ahead. First, continually give your best effort. Legendary professional football coach Vince Lombardi, the man that the Super Bowl trophy is named after, is attributed with these words: "The only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary." But even a dictionary can't change the fact that knowledge and talent are only half of the equation when the going gets tough. The other half is hard work, and you are the only one who can choose to do it. Graduates, I challenge you to bring the same determination and can-do attitude that brought you here to your graduation day into every day that follows. In doing so, you will inspire those around you and make a greater impact with your life. This challenge may seem obvious, but one of the most defining decisions that you will have to make day after day, year after year, throughout your life and career is whether you will continue to give your best effort through hard work. Second, care the most. This means having pride in how you invest your time. It means determining the work you believe is most worthwhile and then throwing yourself wholeheartedly into it. Steve Jobs, the former CEO of Apple, once said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work, and the only way to do great work is to love what you do." Graduates, giving your best effort comes naturally when you believe you're doing the best kind of work. And if you find and pursue what matters to you, then you'll care the most. Third, don't let fear stop you. Fear is not always an indicator of what you should avoid. Often, fear reveals what you care most about. Singer and performer Beyonce Knowles said that it's healthy for a person to be nervous. She said, "I get nervous when I don't get nervous. If I'm nervous, I know I'm going to have a good show." Like Beyonce, let your nerves drive you to be the best in the moments that matter. And as you do so, give yourself the grace to make mistakes and even fail. Your mistakes have less to say about who you are than your initiative and how you pick yourself up afterwards. Tennis legend Serena Williams said, "A champion is not defined by their wins, but by how they recover when they fall." And I challenge you to be a person who goes for it and who stands up again when you fall. Don't ever let fear stop you from pursuing your goals and dreams. And finally, make the world better. As a graduate and ambassador of our college, you are now part of a community of thousands upon thousands of Blue Ridge Community College alumni who are making the world better. And you join millions upon millions of graduates of the North Carolina Community College system whose underlying work is essentially to make the world better one student at a time. The late Dr. Dallas Herring, often called the father of the state's community college system, helped establish our colleges with the philosophy of taking people where they are and carrying them as far as they can go. Graduates, everyone in this room wants to see you go as far as you can go. Your journey through education has brought you to this moment, this summit, and your journey is far from over. As you continue in your life and career, remember that leaving the world around us better than we found it is what it means to be a Blue Ridge Community College graduate. Therefore, I challenge you to adopt our vision of transforming lives through the power of learning. May you use your education to better the world and the lives of others. May you enrich each community you find yourself in, apply what you've learned to better yourself and others, and encourage those around you to do the same. We're counting on you to make a difference, and we know that you will continue to make us proud. Now is the time you've been waiting for. At this time, it's my privilege to complete your transition from student to graduate. Will the class of 2022 please stand? You may now move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance this evening. Please rise and remain at your seat until all graduates have recessed. Again, congratulations to the class of 2022.